This video is brought to you by Miniature Market. Thousands of board games, miniatures, and paints, discount prices at miniaturemarket.com.
Hey everybody, it's your old pal Rob. I mean, what more can you say than what I'm going to say? And I'm trying to contain myself and be very objective and things like that, but there's just no way I can be. D100 Dungeon is one of my favorite games. One of my favorite games of all time. It reflected in my top 50 list. So when I heard that Martin was working on D100 Space, well, how's the best way I can put this? I really lost I went fanboy, and I know I'm not a guy that goes fanboy. I mean, I lost it, and I could not wait to get my hands on it. Well, folks, I have the digital edition here, which I printed out so we could take a look at today. You can order this from our good friends at Drive-Thru RPG. Go get it now, okay? I'm just telling you right now. Go get it now. I also have the main book coming, which should be here in about a week, and I plan on doing some playthroughs out of that. We're going to try to use this to do a nice little look-see, you know, a little easy playthrough on Sunday, and I don't know if I'm going to come live to kind of break the book down a little bit better. I might do that after the review, which you're watching right now. So I might do that evening. You'll see this on Thursday, I believe. So there you go. Without further ado, okay, because I've just rambled on, because my excitement for this is unbelievable after reading this. We're going to go down, we're going to break it down a little bit, we're going to talk a little bit about it, and then I'm going to come back up because I don't want this to be a 40-minute video breaking down his thought process like some people will do. I want you to get an idea of what's going on here, how this compares to the D100 Dungeon system, and give you the time to shut the video off and go to Drive-Thru Review and download the PDF. Download the PDF, order the book, do everything you have to do, support my man Martin. I'm telling you right now, this is an instant classic. Instant. I'll put my reputation on it. I definitely will. I like what this does. Let's go down the table, take a look at it, and I'll come back and I'll give you my final thoughts, and we'll talk a little bit more about this fantastic offering from Martin. You genius son of a bitch. Gotta love the guy. He's over the pond. If he wasn't over here in America, I would find him and hug it out with him. That's how much I just gotta say about this. Let's go check. Okay, so we're going to take a look at this bad boy. I'm going to break it down a little bit so you understand a little bit and how things work. It's a really an amazing system. If you played D100 Dungeon, you're going to have the basic concepts kind of down. But there are so much more to this that this really, really just stands out. So right now, again, this is a prototype PDF. You can actually order the book set down from Drive-Thru RPG. They do a fantastic job, and it really will help you along. And if you want to download it as a PDF and print it out yourself like I do, or you get the basic soft cover, which I've got coming, which I'm very excited about, and I'll be showing that off, and that's what we'll be using. You're going to get inside the book here your log sheets, and if anybody's played D100 Dungeon, you're going to recognize this a lot. Okay, your life, your race, your captain's name. You're going to be taking your characteristics, and you're going to be splitting them up 50 40, and 30, just like D100. And you're going to decide what you're going to be and where you're going to go. You're going to have things like Mighty Blow, Perfect Aim, and Cybertronics, which is something new, which we'll talk about as we get into this book a bit. Your body armor, your pluses and minuses. Again, you know, a lot of this stuff, you know, I don't want to go over too much. You are going to recognize from, of course, you know, one of the best games ever made, D100. Your timer down here. On the other side here, your equipment packs. There's a few different things in here, though, that you need to know. You're going to have your starship, which is very important because you got to get around the galaxy, folks. So you're going to have your characteristics here. And kind of like how food works, you are going to, as you travel, use up fuel cells. So you're going to want to really, you know, increase the size of your fuel tanks. Modifications that you're going to do to your ship, your life support, how many people you can support on a ship. That number is going to be a big thing. Cargo space, how much cargo you can carry. That's where you're going to be earning money and stuff like that. Shields, weapon systems, jump drives, which are going to help you move around and get a little quicker. The world, it's endless. It is endless and done by one of the most brilliant minds you'll ever see, and that's our good friend Martin Knight. Now, I don't want to make this a 2.5-hour video, so I'm going to give you a real quick overview of this, and then I don't know if by the time you see this, I'll already have gone live and kind of broke it down a little bit, but I want to make this where I do a review because I've gone over this quite a bit, and wow. That's all I can say, and it's a must-have for anybody that is a fan of these games. Of course, your introduction here, if you get a PDF, books, and of course showing the catalog of D100 stuff that you're absolutely going to have. And hey, let's be honest, D100 Space accessories, you're going to have the mapping game, the tractors, implant, and things which are going to be published by the end of the year. And here we are with the print and of course the PDF of D100 Space book, which is just, yeah, there. Let's go. You think there's a lot here, folks. The rules are very simple. It first is going to start with character creation. Okay, the dice that you're going to need. You're going to need 2 10-sided dice, which are going to be your D100s, of course, a D6, which you're going to need, and of course a D10, which is included here with, you know, to create your D100, unless you have a D100 itself. But you're going to find that die separate. You're going to be doing a lot of rolls there. And of course, the rules here, if you have a 6-sided die, how to break down a D3, no problem, right? You're going to be choosing your character's name, career path, race. There's a couple different races here: humans, aliens, and something really new and very, very fascinating, and that's cyberoids, which are humanoids or alien organisms fully integrated with cybernetics. Pretty cool, huh? So your skill bonuses, your equipment, you're going to be taking care of, and then you're going to be building your ship. Okay, so what's your ship going to do? Okay, you're going to have a basic stats of your ship, and then as you become famous or infamous, of course, you are going to buy better ships through doing a bunch of different operations. The cybernetics, the being a cyber creature or picking that as a race is really interesting, but I really suggest you hold off on that until you've gone through the beginning missions a couple of times as just a regular human. Mighty Blow, it works the same way as always. You're going to have exploding 6s in this game. It works just like it does in D100. Your tests, same thing. Just to keep things moving along. How you're going to perform with your experience checks, exactly like D100. It really takes D100, but it takes it onto a farther reach, as you'll see here. Armor and stuff like that are going to be really big things because you're going to need that in space. Your skills become very, a lot more important in this game, and how you allocate your skills are really going to reward how your captain becomes, okay, and how it becomes. We all know how combat works, okay? You're going to roll the damage, subtract the defense. You're going to have your enemy reaction table, your hit location table, and things like that. This is all stuff that you'll recognize. Some of these enemy characteristics. There's some new stuff here that is very interesting, and we will explore that. Your starship, which is a whole different thing, you know, how you're going to go about your cargo space, your drive thrusters, your fuel tanks, fuel scoops, life support system, very important because that's going to determine how much your crew is. Jump speeds, that's going to help you as far as using fuel. Power generators, power levels, your weapon systems, very important as you're going to not meet a lot of friendlies out in the middle of space. Okay, space combat, it goes through how this is all going to work in your tactical decision table, and we are going to go extensively into this. Like I mentioned, I think this will go up on a Thursday. We are going to be doing a live play on Sunday. So I want to show you how this works. You're going to go through combat. Then there's boarding combat rounds where you're going to try to board and salvage. Then you have moving within a star system, which is something just that you would never imagine being able to do, is moving around to different worlds, water worlds, agricultural worlds. You're going to be collecting food there. Important to keep things going. Water collection, also very important. Asteroids, gases, wormholes, military docks, space stations, moons, dead planets. All these things you're going to be using your hyperdrive and things like that. And it like I said, it costs to move around the galaxy. Collecting fuel, power generators, all that stuff is explained. There's not a lot of reading. I mean, there's a lot of reading to start off, but it's very easy if you know the D100 system. And even if you don't, you are going to find this absolutely fascinating because it's adding in another dimension. Now, when we come over here, you know, when you're doing a space mission and maybe you're entering a Space Hulk or whatever it is, you're going to recognize some of this by the different colors. Yellow is empty, green, geomorphic, blue, objective. That's going to be objective. You know that from Dungeon. I'm just going to call it dungeon from this point. And red is enemies. There's going to be enemies in there when you go in there, okay? And there's going to be, when you search, there's going to be certain modifiers. Again, you've seen it in Dungeon, but it makes a little bit more sense. Your time track, another thing that you should be very familiar with from the effects of oxygen. Oxygen becomes very important through this game. Night vision, rations, the effects of enemies, time trackers, how this all just works into this wonderful role-playing experience. And we're just going to, keep on going up because I could sit here and I could talk about this all day. Again, you recognize how you are going to navigate and set things up once you start rolling for certain pieces to pop into place as you're moving through a space station or a planet. Armor. Here, again, rolling armor. Again, it's all about boosting yourself. Bad event tables. Again, D100, get ready, roll them and see how it goes. Careers. As you skill bonus, whether you're a Marine, smuggler, or a techno, the bonuses that you're going to have in effect here. What happens when you try to go through doors? You guys all remember that. Enemies. Now, this is very interesting because, boy, there are just some unbelievable enemies in this thing. And, of course, starting off with our good friends, the freight rats, which are kind of like the giant rats. There's a change here. There are all kinds of different things in here. and you're going to find as we go up higher on this that you are going to run in nastier, different type of aliens that are going to harass you and really enhance your mission. The destroyer at 100. Well, wait till you read his stats. Really good. Then your faculties, when either you land on a planet or you are on a space station. Here's where you are going to roll and pull these up. Okay, and as you can see, again, just tremendous. I mean, just some beautiful stuff here. And then the different tables that you're going to be able to roll on, the different events that can happen when you land on certain spaces. This is all familiar if you have played Dungeon. Hyperdrives, events. This is for yellow situations. Jump errors if something goes wrong. Good time with that, huh? Lucky events. Kits. More lucky events. So there's some good things that can happen to you as well. Modifications needed. This is okay. We're going to hit in it. Here's finally where your operations are, and you're going to be rolling for these missions to do all these missions, and they are, each one is unique, different. I really like some of the homages here, like Lost in Space, that you got a little feel for. The Robinsons, okay, which is, you know, another one, which is just a homage to Lost in Space. And you're going to go through, and there's going to be so many different things. And as you get up to the more difficult operations, you are going to run into some enemies here that, as you can see on the bottom, I don't want to ruin it for you, but I'm telling you, some of this stuff is just amazing. Yeah, I read it. Credit reward chart, how that works out. You're going to get credits. Again, you want to upgrade your starships and stuff like that. Here's the different types of starships that you're going to be able to do to get, and their costs. Yeah, good luck getting some of the big boys here, like the Explorer, the Dreadnought, which would just be cool to take anyways. Your races and the modifiers that you're going to get, and the bonus skills that you will get, powers that you can get. Which would be more or less like spells, trappings when something goes wrong. Well, yeah, guess what? You're going to be rolling on that. And just a ton more of these incredible skills here, which, again, I don't want to focus in on one things. Tons of different weapons. I mean, really, this is just thought out perfectly. I mean, I just don't know what else I can say here. Your trapping guides, how that's going to, the different metals, the waste, textiles, and things that you are going to be able to get and sell at certain places, which will help you. What is going to be on certain planets and how you'll cross-reference that. Another, you know, just unbelievable, you know, just an unbelievably smart and well done. I just can't say enough about Martin here. Away mission handy sheet. This is your kind of your cheat sheet that's going to help you with things. You're definitely going to want that. In the back of the book here, also breaking down all kinds of different skills. The artwork in here is just fantastic. Just a tremendous upgrade. The log sheets, like I said, will be in the back. You'll have your combat tractor. If you remember, as you keep these, there's certain things that you're going to get pluses that you are going to add to your character for each kill that you of an enemy that you do. Your map sheets, if you don't have a big sheet of graph paper, well, they're provided for you to make copies of. Your star system. And you know, as you're going to go through and travel through here, just again a beautiful map, star system and zones, how they're all broken down, again explained perfectly, the different planets and things. And then traversing space handy sheets. This kind of helps you break everything down, keeps everything very simple, so you can figure it out. You know, adding space combat does complicate it a little bit more, but again, it's something new and it's ingenious. And I just have to talk more about this up top this fantastic, wonderful experience from our good friend Martin Knight, MK Games. Probably one of the most brilliant people I've ever known, and I've been very blessed to have a good email relationship. We've never had a chance to talk, but I'll tell you this much: I highly support everything that he does, and this is something I've been waiting for. I used to try to use Starfinder to do some kind of space adventures and things like that. I tried the latest Iron Sword, but honestly, it didn't give me what I wanted, and this does. So we're going to talk more about that up top, and I can't wait to get this to you live this coming Sunday. Keep an eye out. We will just come on live in the morning, and we will do a nice first little mission, just a training mission to kind of get you guys a good feel of what could be probably, it's definitely going to be in one of my top games of the year, that's for doggone sure. Martin Knight's D100 Space, a solo adventuring game, which, oh baby. All right, you take the D100 system and you put it in sci-fi, bam, you got a home run. Let's go up top and get my final thoughts. So I was in the middle of painting 3 different games. I was doing Massive Darkness 2, Masters of the Universe, and Kill Team. And, just taking my time really trying to get my arm back working. And this came about. Okay? And I'm going to tell you right now, time stopped, okay? Because I had to see what this was about. So I put my brushes down, put everything down, and I spent more than a few hours going through this, even further playtesting a little bit, playing around with it. Everything that I wanted from Starfinder is here. Everything that I wanted in a sci-fi game is here. Moving around universes, moving around, being the captain of a starship and feeling like there is consequences for having that starship, not just thrown at you in there and thrown in there because of things. How everything just kind of flows in this. And it takes what is already a perfect system from Dungeon, or the D100 system, let's call it that, and just takes and does and adds enough and tweaks enough that this becomes just this unbelievable system that you get sucked into. And I'm telling you right now, if I've sung the praises of the Dungeon. I've sat here and I've put it in the league of 4 against Darkness, and I said, these 2 games are revolutionary, and it's hard to pick between one, but I love them both for different things and so forth and so on. This is a step up. This is brilliant, and this is something that he's been working on. And when I got an email from him, he said, "Hey Rob, I'm done with this, and you should check it out." And I said, "Okay, when, where, and how?" And I took a look at it, and I opened it up, and I started reading, and I go, okay, I see some familiar things, but there is so much here. And there's just this level of change that gives me that feel, that deepness of sci-fi that I want. Being able to play as a cybernetic, which I really suggest you hold off on that, because there were just things that were, I just think that once you get the feel of having a starship and all the other things that go into this, that's when you're going to feel that you can advance that. But it's not something you start this game off with, and I don't suggest it right away. It's kind of like being a magic user, and just there's a lot to it, and I really am excited about that, and the depth. It's not just something thrown together. This is something that was well thought out. This is something that was put together beautifully and brilliantly by one of the probably the best minds out there and most underrated people out there, and that's Martin Knight, for his originality, his brilliance. And I'm telling you right now, head over to Drive-Thru RPG, go pick this up. I'm going to be covering this extensively. We will have videos so you understand how to play it, so you don't have to read that much. You'll just have to reference, and I promise you that you will not be disappointed. Go get this. Go get the PDF. Go get the printed book. All right, because that's the way I'm doing it, brah. Okay, and everything, he's going to come out with expansions for this. He's not done. He's not done. He's still got things to say. And this is brilliant. You didn't just take a system and go, okay, let's just put a little paint on it and put a little lipstick on it and then make it something else. No, this is well thought out. This is done very well. This gives you feel. It gives you there's a lot of thought that's put into it, and depth and beauty and theme. What more do you want in a solo adventure where you, as a person, can get lost in it? I found myself getting lost in this. This is an automatic instant classic, an absolute instant classic that will find its way next year into my top 10. It'll be very hard to keep this out. And I've got to say, I am just blown away by this. Go check it out. Take my word for it. I've never steered you wrong. I'm not trying to sell copies, even though I hope this guy makes $1 billion so he keeps on making stuff. I really do. All right? I'm not giving you a hard sell just, for his benefit. I'm giving you a hard sell because this is something you want and you need and you have to have. Plain and simple. D100 Space. Be sure to go check it out. You will not be disappointed. The art is tremendous. The ease of learning it is fantastic. Well written, well put together, glorious, and a must-have for your collection. Until next time, it's your old pal Rob. We'll see you soon.